Alrighty, guys, we are back. It's your boy EQ, and up next we have why Drake is going insane. And Akademiks cursed him out and made him cry. Shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop for the video, and Akademiks has been going off on Drake a lot more lately. And it always feels like Ak is like the scorned side chick that's grown tired of the promises that he'll be upgraded to main chick status, because it's definitely not happening. Relegated to just late night text rendezvous and duck lipped selfies, like the guy with the side chick he's embarrassed to be seen outside with. Because anytime there's footage of Ak calling up Drake or actually talking live, the look of anxiety and awkwardness on Drake's face is very, very telling of the way he feels about him. Cringe, recognize cringe. Ak is a wild card with a small fuse and a penchant for embarrassing crash outs. For Drake, Akademiks obviously wants more. He wants something real. All jokes aside, defending Drake's actions is an impossible feat. Anyone with some common sense can see it's just been a constant stream of L's over the past year and a half. Ak has had his moments of lucidity at times, or better said, sober moments, but for most people, his integrity has already been lost, just like how Drake lost that battle, which he keeps trying to reignite as if things had really changed. People still don't believe the tough talk. But enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into the video, where we have Drake is going insane, and Akademiks cursed him out and made him cry. And these two have to have the weirdest symbiotic relationship I've ever seen.
Now listen, as with what we are about to cover today, we are going to be taking a look at the ultimate breakup between the biggest loser in rap and then the biggest DoorDasher and keyboard warrior. Be sure to leave a like.
Yeah, man, DoorDasher of the year. I'm pretty sure DoorDash and Uber Eats sent him a personalized message from the CEO thanking him for his patronage.
Subscribe. And now really, as with what just happened here, it is going to make these aggressive, angry, and annoying Lawbury stands way more mad at me. I am going to need the support, so leave
the cult of the OVO heights. They obviously don't lead with facts or even know what that is.
that like. And now with that said, well, currently with the clash that we have just seen between the two biggest crash outs we have anywhere near the word rap music, well, the way that this is going to hold going forward will change so much. And now, while as a culture in hip-hop, as the genre is moving forward with everything around Tyler the Creator and his new album, rap is about to take off like we have never seen before.
I know the speculation is that there's going to be Clips features on this, plus a Kendrick Lamar feature, and we did have Tyler say that that wasn't factual. But when it comes to Tyler the Creator, he could just be trolling, and this could just be misdirection.
Collectively, still
That would be
within all
awesome
the
to
fun
hear.
that we are about to have with the huge moment that this will be. On the other side of things in this era, it's getting pretty bad for some people who have just made the wrong choices over and over. And really, this is because now in this time in rap where the best MCs and carriers of the culture are rising, and then on the other side of this, the worst people you know are failing. Well, really, it looks like hip-hop is winning too much, and now as a result of this, these losers are just starting to really decay in a way that we could have never predicted even on their worst days. And so with this now, before Tyler the Creator creates a whole new wave of this potential golden age that we are on the horizon of seeing, we need to make sure that we all see what has went on.
It is dope that like hip-hop, real hip-hop, is getting the spotlight put back on it. I'm so happy at the Clips first week sales numbers. I'm pretty sure we're probably still going to get another Kendrick project by the end of the year. And Tyler the Creator has already proven that the dude is blockbuster.
Here, which is now that with the Melting Man and rap's favorite DoorDasher's strange partnership, it is seemingly coming to an end, and everybody needs to know
Big
how
Mac
bad
jokes
it
write
really
themselves.
got. As now within this time where classics are dropping and so many people's legacies are falling off the all-time list. Overall, as these two ideologies in hip-hop are just clashing more, and some people are winning from it and some are losing. Well, now seemingly what has created an entire new wave of losers that nobody could have even predicted all came from Nicki Minaj's crash out, which of course SZA, her manager, and TDE leader Punch, and then more of TDE got involved in and just pretty much packed her.
Even if Nicki has a point with what she's saying, it just comes off as super unhinged. And I'm a Nicki fan, but when the public really doesn't have much details as to why you're crashing out, it's gonna make you look crazy.
Up and embarrassed her bad. And now while all of TDE ended up looking better than ever and Young Money just showed up, they have had one of the most disgraceful fall-offs in the history of not just rap but music. Well, the ripple effects from
Lil Wayne was actually at the UFC fight, and the person he walked out with lost as well. So yeah, man, I feel like if you were ever attached to Young Money, it's not looking good for you. And I'm pretty sure Nicki is smart enough to know what brother that TDE artist was referring to when he referred to the brother being thrown in the blender. It wasn't a physical threat. It was, yeah, be careful before you get the Drake treatment.
this showed a spiral to be even more out of control than we could have expected, as within all of the noise that actually mattered from this and what is going to affect people beyond them doing MTBTTFs, Well, the person who seemingly got into this and just let us know how much of a mess things are on that side of hip hop that I don't think any of us even want to be close to, all came from rap's least favorite basement dweller in Big Akademiks. And now, as he had to jump in this thing, we really learned a lot about where Ak is going now, as after Ak really jumped in this entire beef just to be nasty and petty to SZA because they have had some issues for quite some time.
He said some egregious and disgusting things about her. And Ak, if you're the only one that calls yourself big, you're probably not big.
And the only reason why
Pause.
their beef ever stopped in 2023 was because Drake personally reached out to him and told him to just
Big in stature, but yeah.
stop talking to her like that. And of course, this was when Drake and SZA made a few songs together, so it did seem like they were on speaking terms. Well, now fast forward to the present.
She unfollowed him, I think.
SZA and Drake are not good. Ak just kept bothering her over and over again. And now, as a result of DJ Akademiks doing what he does best, which is just annoy people in the most disrespectful and baffling
Agitation and manipulation, man.
ways possible for somebody of his stature. Well, to rightfully check him, Punch called him out and accused Ak of having Drake run his social media pages and write the nasty captions that he grifts with, and with this. Seemingly with what Punch said, he really managed to hit a nerve with Ak that bothered him so much, and what
Of course, because the dude has a real Napoleon complex. At the end of the day, whoever he has writing those captions and making those points might be an even bigger degenerate buffoon than Akademiks is. And that's saying a lot, given what we know of Akademiks. Those captions are probably the cringiest, most disrespectful descriptions of a post that there is on Twitter. Again, saying a lot. And like I've said many times before, you can be a fan of an artist. You can have these biases, but at the end of the day, if you're calling yourself a journalist, if you're claiming to be a fair media source, you're going to need to do a little bit of a better job.
ended up happening ultimately was just the biggest indicator that things with DJ Akademiks and also Drake have never been worse. And we really found out how bad all of this was as when Ak finally left his basement and took a little break from being the most annoying guy you know.
He didn't take a break because he became the most annoying person on vacation. Very, very cringe moments. Even the girls that he paid to be there allegedly didn't want to be seen on camera with him, claiming that their sneaky links would see them. But the guy has not taken a break from being annoying.
Even while taking a break from doing the annoying streams where he is just causing problem after problem. He was so angry that he jumped off his keyboard once again and had to do a special live to set some things straight. And now with what Ak revealed in this charged up crash out was not more of his DoorDash orders or anything like that, but it is...
We all know it's full of Big Macs and fries.
He is done with Drake, and seemingly
Extra Mac sauce.
Things have went with them for the worse, but for all of us for the better, is that after a pretty heated disagreement, they are not working as closely together as we once saw when they're...
God, those braids. Those definitely are struggle braids. Like I said, literally looks like he has roach legs dangling from underneath his cap.
Entire messages and communications got exposed in the first place. And Ak just came out and straight up told us why this all is, which is pretty much because the lame old Laubrie loving Karen in Drake pretty much just came out at Ak and tried to scold him over the interaction he had with Dave Free and Anthony Salah when he went to Kendrick Lamar's GNX show. And now I'm just going to tell you straight up what happens because Akademiks is yelling way too much to even listen to this thing. And then of itself, and you can just see in his mannerisms, this does show how mad he is at Drake, which at the end of the day is all over how Drake was trying to insult Ak over what went down with the people that he does not like and has created more and more of a mess with ever since the beef. And what Drake said to Ak is that he was scared of Kendrick Lamar's team, and now with this. Well, even when you see now the way Ak is moving and how he is just openly talking about this after pretty much doing anything Drake said and never...
Well, the thing is, those dreams of having Drake on your stream and him being actually featured in person in your content have obviously been dashed. That stuff isn't going to happen. Again, it's not like there isn't footage of Akademiks throughout the years saying how much Kendrick Lamar is better than the field, saying that all his albums are classics, while Drake really doesn't have any classics yet. And Drake definitely seems like the person to have like some type of composition notebook with the names of the people that have wronged him.
Complaining about it for over a year. Well, now, as hip-hop's first and only DoorDash Hall of Famer straight up said that he told Drake, and I quote, "Drake, I pulled up, are you going to pull up?" And then Ak doubled and tripled down on this. Well, we are all seeing that Ak finally got the courage to push back on the guy he has done the most
The thing is, he'll talk tough and immediately back down when he gets any type of pushback.
for and has gotten the least
Or
back
energy
from, as
reciprocated.
now what Ak ended up telling Drake is that he should have went to the shows to talk to them if he cared this much, and that if he was any tougher than Ak, he just would have. And now, as Ak literally told Drake straight up, and again, this is another quote, "They are coming to your city to call you that thing. Are you going to pull up?" Well, for Drake, at this point, now that we are
Akademiks is the type of dude to get you into hot water because he's instigating some type of crash out. If anything were to have happened to Kendrick Lamar, God forbid, the first people they're looking at is Drake and Top 5. I don't think Akademiks understands you can't broadcast yourself conspiring to commit crimes and expect that nothing is going to go wrong.
seeing that you have gotten ethered by DJ Akademiks, you gotta go. You gotta retire. Because for DJ Akademiks of all people to put you in your place and just be
Nah, at the end of the day, this is just who Akademiks is. The dude is a leech. He has no loyalty to anyone but himself, and honestly, that's questionable by the way he takes care of himself. But Ak has already said multiple times that if he doesn't get the stream or if someone else gets a stream that he feels like is in his lane, he's ready to crash out, and that time is definitely coming.
so open about how he did this after everything that had been happening between them. Well, really, now what we are seeing is that the people are so
Drake
tired
don't
of
like
being
him.
around Drake and dealing with all the ridiculous stuff that he just never stops making worse and worse. Because seriously, for Ak to say that they call him the softest person in the game, yet he will even show his face in a space where his rivals all are, and then he just points out how Drake didn't, so he can't say anything about what he did. Well, now Ak is really saying that
Ak, you went to a show in Detroit where neither of these artists is from, and from the clips that you put out, it looks like you were being escorted there by like SWAT. So yeah, obviously no one was going to touch you. Even when you were trying to roast the people outside for their fashion sense, which is crazy, given the fact that with all the money and designers you have, you still managed to come off looking extremely dusty, which is definitely a skill in itself. But you were roasting these people and hiding from them, making sure you weren't seen from the window. And when you did get in the venue, you obviously went to your suite where you thought you were safe until Dave Free and company pulled up.
he is tougher than Drake, and now everybody is hearing about how soft the guy is, straight
Y'all
from the
both
guy who's
soft.
been his biggest defender all along. And of course, this is just not a good look. And for anybody who was trying to say that Drake was back on top, I think this just makes your guy look more pathetic than you could have ever imagined. And now what I find most shocking about this is now that Akademiks has fully joined the group of people who have turned on Drake and who have just called him out for acting
I wouldn't say fully joined because the dude is liable to spin the block next week, and he's proven that multiple times.
like a straight up horrible person. Really now to just see the biggest stan and guy who has done so much to try and help and really save Drake's career just come out and say this? Well, now in this time where we are seeing hip hop fall apart to be put back together, what we can say is now with one of these last things that was holding up the Drake House of Lies and that was giving these sad crash outs a consistent voice to gather all of their anger and delusion around. Well, now while Ak is still saying that he likes the Drake music, which I guess he's consistent with that and he just does have a trash ear for good hip hop, in terms of being friends with
I will say this, he also enjoys Kendrick Lamar music. He just obviously doesn't play it up because we all saw the top songs in his Spotify on rap. The dude obviously does still enjoy the Drake music that has been coming out as of late, even though for me it's honestly uninspired and it just sounds like stuff that could have came out in like 2017, 2018.
Drake and respecting him. He seems to just be absolutely tired of him trying to push him around and just all of the antics that come with being Drake's pretty much
He will not be
puppet for
ignored.
this long. And again, now that Akademiks has asserted his dominance over Drake and he has said that he is tougher than lame old loser Lawbury, and everybody can see why, as again, Akademiks did literally go to the shows that Kendrick Lamar was performing in, and Drake just ran away and hid out from them.
Akademiks said he was going to pull up to the LA show. Obviously that didn't happen. He said he snuck up on him. A guy with that type of money and resources, something like that's not going to happen when you have a team. He obviously saw the threat, and I'm pretty sure he even spoke on it, saying that, yeah, it wasn't probably the smartest of ideas to go down there. And if he had gone to the Toronto show, I definitely think that's another note that Drake would put next to DJ Akademiks' line in his hit list.
Well, I never thought I would say this, and I honestly want to just burst into laughter, but Akademiks can stand on his words against Drake and just hold up the fact that he is tougher than the guy, which is something that is just absolutely mind-boggling. And if you told somebody just a few years ago that this is where we would get at in hip
In Drake's own words, they're both pussy.
hop and with these crash outs, I don't think they would have ever believed you. And now ultimately, as now Akademiks is exposing himself that the entire identity that Drake had left has been built on a house of lies, and just by making empty promises and never holding up to them, and now Drake has literally gotten ethered by the DoorDash Hall of Famer himself. This is just
I'm all for jokes, but the DoorDash bit, you can't kill a bit like that. Say it a few times, man, and let it have some life.
the funniest thing that could possibly happen, because now in a time where Drake is trying to take hip-hop back and compete with people like Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T, or even just top-tier people in other crafts like LeBron James, well, now just to have the base
He's dissing a person that can't rap. And honestly, LeBron doesn't care. At the end of the day, the dude is a billionaire, and he seems like he's living his best life. I mean, we all saw the footage of him down at Bad Bunny's concert, and the dude looked like he was having the time of his life.
Dweller, who has honestly done more than you have to make sure that your fan base stays together, because ever since the beef ended, Ak has just been leading the crew of what turned into Drake cheerleaders, and just the whole crowd who actually believes that Drake was set up by the industry as well. I mean, for Drake, this loss is monumental, because seriously, he can't even try to talk to anybody now, because if Ak has flipped on him and just called him out for being soft, what are you gonna say? And now seriously, you are still on Drake's side after a rap renaissance looks like it's about to start, and so much is going on that is showing how much better hip-hop is without him in the lead.
I do love the energy right now.
Akademiks being yelled at by Drake, and then Ak ultimately turning on Drake and not sticking with all of the ridiculous stuff he has had to endure, which really does feel like it was written straight in a film. Well, now pretty much with the villain's sidekick turning on him, because that's what this is. The biggest Drake stan and leader of the people who have continued to help him is now just off of it. We are seeing
it's only Maul there now.
Not just the biggest and most obvious proof that Drake was never set up by the industry at all, but he is just a straight up bad person who ends up making even his friends not like him, and that's why he has been in so much trouble.
And that's the biggest thing. If they have conspired to end you, it's because of the things you've done during the course of your career, allegedly. He has burned a lot of bridges, and when you're hot, people are willing to accept that and just put their feelings to the side for the bag. If that feature is going to get them a hit, if it's going to get them the spins that they need, they'll happily keep their true feelings tucked away. But like I've said before, once you're not useful, you're useless, man, they're going to just discard you. And this is just evidence of that. You can't be surprised and say, what did I miss, when you have been doing the most to the people around you, including the people that you should probably show mad love to, like a Lil Wayne.
Well, even beyond that and even worse, with Ak being gone and the circle we know as lame old Lawbury loving Team Drake getting even smaller. Listen, it doesn't matter what other cloud chasers still hang out around him, because no matter what you want to say about Ak, well, over everybody else, Ak and his people have been out there every day making sure that Drake stays as the most annoying presence in hip-hop that we could possibly have, and just nobody else is going to do that. So really, we are now in a time where more classic moments and songs and albums from great rappers seem like they are coming, and Drake is just struggling altogether. To have a breakup with
this fourth quarter is definitely gearing up to be very special. There's a lot of cool releases coming out.
Akademiks is about the worst thing that could have happened, and it's only going to make everything get a lot worse for Drake, because unless there is anything Drake can do to win Ak back over and get him to do whatever he wants, the narratives are going to turn on Drake even more within a way.
We all know that Akademiks can get bought, and it's not just going to take a pack of Big Macs. If Drake were to go and say, hey man, I'm going to call into your stream, I'm pretty sure Ak's tune would change, at least temporarily, until he feels slighted again. Which, knowing how Drake behaves, it's only a matter of time.
This time where his fans are going to be absolutely lost, because no longer will they have one of the leaders of the whole movement that has been going on to split hip-hop up altogether, create that divide further and further. And really, so overall, as we are now in a point with this entire moment in time in hip-hop where now the Clips is out-winning over everybody like Lil Wayne, Justin Bieber, and Travis Scott, and now Tyler, the Creator, may have another classic coming, and well, Kendrick Lamar is Kendrick Lamar. And then now on the other side, we are seeing Drake still miss, and despite what his fans want you to think, Akademiks has been the most important person in Drake's entire circle. Just call him soft and tell him to stop pushing him around. I mean, this is a monumental fall-off and disagreement, and really, after Drake is rewarded and ran out to every other streamer and clout chaser over Ak, all the way to the point where it seemed like...
Yeah, but Drake just surrounds himself amongst the most toxic streamers. Somebody like a Aiden Ross. And Aiden's followers already fuck with Drake. So whose mind are you changing? Aiden Ross was already called out by Kai for having an artist manager, so that affiliation doesn't look good. But again, Drake doesn't have too many allies, so he's going to stick with whoever's trying to be around him.
Like Drake was trying to just get in Ak's head and create a dynamic between them that was weirder than ever. Well, good job on Ak's part for standing up for himself and letting Drake know that he is softer than he will ever be. And now for Drake to just get clowned up and down by a keyboard warrior, DoorDash, and Hall of Famer like this. Well, once again, as we are in a phase in hip-hop where it feels like so much is turning and changing, and we are really rolling into the next era for the better. Well, the rapper and puppet whose partnership held this genre back the most, just seeing this drama and separation is very telling of where this is all gonna go. Well, as this all started and came up because of Nicki's crash out altogether, what we are starting to find out really with all of this is that with all of these people on this side of hip-hop just continuing to have their legendary fall-offs, well, it's not even just the winning that the other side is doing, but all of these losers are ending their own careers in a way that we have never seen anything else like. And truly, with this, it really just makes you wonder what could these people possibly be thinking, because with every single thing that they do, they just manage to disgrace themselves more and more. As of now, with all of this said, let me know.
Yeah, while we all probably agree that Drake's descent into madness has been a long time coming, considering how he treats people, Academics is a bottom feeder. While I do believe he did have a lot of love for Drake, I feel like resentment has really taken over. When Ak used to speak about Drake, he used to have a glow in his eye when he felt like that stream would be coming. But obviously, those hopes have been dashed, and now it's just pitch blackness in those eyes. This isn't the first time he's gone off on Drake just to do a 180 like a week later, but I definitely expect a major crash out to come soon, fueled by a whole ton of Hennessy. Now I know what Fantastic Hip Hop is suggesting, as if Drake should go and press Ak. It's really not the move, because we all know how litigious. He already said if you touch him, he's calling the cops. He's calling his attorney ASAP. I don't feel like it took this for Drake to want to distance himself from him. Like I said earlier, even in that stream with Aiden, Drake, when he heard Akademiks' voice on that call, where Akademiks sounded supremely drunk and belligerent, you can see the anxiety kick in his eyes, because you don't know what this wild card is going to say. And you do not want to have those people around you or in your circle, let alone know your deepest, darkest secrets, because it's a matter of time before they air them out for content. These guys have always proven to be content over everything, and Akademiks, no matter how much he wants to say he loves Drake, will do the same thing to him, especially if he feels slighted. The guy has a huge chip on his shoulder since the beginning of his career, because everyone always called him corny, lame, dusty, and a plethora of other things. And again, this is just being Akademiks. Definitely let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about Akademiks' crash outs? Do you guys think they're escalating? Do you guys expect a crash out of epic proportions coming soon? I honestly think that's coming, especially given the lack of attention from Drake. And also let me know who you guys think is tougher, Drake or Big Akademiks. Definitely let me know in the comments. I know the comments are going to be hilarious, but definitely let me know what you guys think on this topic. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does your channel wonders, and I really want to thank you guys so much for continuing to make this channel a part of your day. It honestly means the world to me, and all the love and support that you guys continue to show this channel on a daily is overwhelming, and probably the biggest reason why I make these videos. So I really want to let you guys know how grateful I am for all of it. I definitely want to send a very big shout out to all those that have been joining YouTube memberships. A small way to support the channel, but definitely goes a long way. And all those that have been sending super thanks. Again, guys, it goes so far in helping out the channel. I definitely want to let you guys know how grateful I am for all of it. Hope you guys love this video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Akademiks really has to cut that hair.